The movie kicks off with a painter named Finn, who is struggling to complete a canvas in his apartment. He shares the place with his girlfriend Callie and his best friend Jasper. Finn also manages the apartment complex while Jasper has a gambling problem. One day Finn chats with the building's security guard Big Joe and invites him to a house party scheduled for the next day. Later, their landlord calls, mentioning that a tenant named Mr. B is behind on rent by 2 months. Concerned, Callie heads over to check on him. She knocks, but there's no response. A stack of old newspapers at the door suggests he hasn't been seen in a while. Using a spare key, she lets herself in. Meanwhile, back in Finn's room, he and Jasper are in the middle of a conversation when Callie bursts in, urging them to follow her. The trio enters Mr. B's apartment, only to be met with an eerie discovery: a wall covered in Polaroid pictures of their living room. It becomes clear that Mr. B had been secretly photographing them through their window. Jasper initially assumes that Mr. B had been spying on them, but they soon notice something strange. Some of the photos show an empty room, and several pictures are missing from the collection. As Finn scans the apartment, he spots a massive machine sitting in the corner. It resembles a giant camera aimed directly at their living room window. A Polaroid photo dangles from it, showing their coat rack knocked over. Realizing that the images on the wall must have come from this camera, the group heads back to their apartment. As they discuss their findings, Callie accidentally knocks over the coat rack, exactly as it appeared in the photo. Comparing the scene to the picture, they see a perfect match. That's when they come to a startling conclusion. The camera captures images exactly 24 hours into the future. Suddenly, the machine clicks and produces another photograph. When they check it, they see an image of their upcoming house party, confirming the camera's ability to predict events. The revelation shocks them all, but Jasper remains skeptical, refusing to believe the machine can truly capture the future. While searching the apartment, Callie stumbles upon Mr. B's journal. In it, he writes that he had foreseen his own death through the camera. He also mentions his decision to break the cardinal rule of time and causality. Meanwhile, Finn closely examines the photos and notices a pattern. All of them were taken precisely at 8 p.m. The group notices that some of the photos on Mr. B's wall were taken during the daytime, yet others are missing. Wanting answers, they check his storage unit and discover his corpse. His face is burnt and decayed, but his clothes remain intact. Jasper believes he died for breaking the cardinal rule. Back in their apartment, Jasper suggests using the camera for gambling. Finn hesitates, but Callie agrees. That night, during their house party, Jasper and Callie enjoy themselves, while Finn sneaks into Mr. B's apartment to take a picture at exactly 8 p.m. Comparing it with the one from the camera, he finds them identical. Just then, a new Polaroid emerges, showing the three of them posing with a sheet of gambling results taped to the window. The next day, Finn is still reluctant, but Callie warns that if they don't follow the pictures, they might suffer Mr. B's fate. To maintain the illusion that Mr. B is still alive, she begins watering his plants and collecting his newspapers. Finn, now relying on the pictures for inspiration, paints whatever appears on the canvas without needing to come up with ideas. Meanwhile, Jasper dutifully tapes the gambling results to the window every night, allowing them to win big while keeping up the illusion that Mr. B is still around. A week later, a disturbing image appears. Jasper and Callie are seen kissing in the background while Finn paints. Though it unsettles Finn, they feel compelled to follow the picture to avoid breaking the cardinal rule. That night, Callie and Jasper kiss as planned, but it lingers too long, fueling Finn's jealousy and anger. Upset, Finn storms into Mr. B's apartment, where the next picture has already printed. This time it shows Jasper's violent bookie, Ivan, sitting in their living room. Panic sets in. Jasper knows Ivan is dangerous. The next day, a nervous Jasper waits for him while Finn and Callie step out. When Ivan arrives, he grows suspicious of Jasper's sudden gambling success and demands answers. Jasper offers him a cut in exchange for being left alone. Just then, Finn and Callie return with the next photo. In it, Callie is nude, posing for Finn's painting, while Jasper's reflection can be seen watching from a mirror. Ivan takes a long look at the picture before leaving. The following evening, Finn and Callie prepare to paint, following the photo's instructions. But at exactly 8 p.m., they see Ivan outside the window, watching them. It turns out the silhouette in the picture was actually Ivan, not Jasper. Ivan and his enforcer, Marcus, confront the group and uncover the secret of the camera. Seeing an opportunity, Ivan forces them into a deal. They must provide him with daily gambling results so he can profit. With no choice, the group complies. For several days, they continue as instructed until Finn notices something unusual in the next photo. Instead of a typical painting, The canvas displays a crude skull and crossbones, completely unlike his usual work. The group believes this is a warning from Finn's future self. Growing paranoid, Jasper hides weapons around the living room and practices with a knife, fearing an attack. That evening, Finn runs into Big Joe at the gate, who has recently become a police officer. As they chat, Marcus secretly watches from his car. Before parting, Joe hands Finn his card. Finn returns and tells Jasper about the encounter. Soon after, Ivan and Marcus arrive, already suspicious of Big Joe's presence. Ivan and Marcus find Big Joe's police card and immediately grow suspicious, demanding to know the trio's connection to him. They threaten to kill all three, but Jasper quickly fabricates a lie, claiming that tomorrow's picture shows Marcus killing Ivan. The deception makes Ivan wary of his own enforcer, prompting him to check the camera himself. While Ivan heads to Mr. B's apartment to verify the claim, Jasper takes the opportunity to stab Marcus, just as he had practiced. When Yvonne returns, he finds Marcus dead, only for Jasper to attack him with a bat, killing him as well. The group disposes of the bodies in Mr. B's storage unit. Later, the next picture develops, revealing Jasper sitting on the couch with a huge pile of money. Realizing that Yvonne's gambling fortune is now theirs, they take the cash, now worth millions. That night, Finn suggests splitting the money and fleeing the country, but Jasper and Callie refuse. Their plans take an unexpected turn when there's a knock at the door. It's Dr. Heidecker, Mr. B's friend and colleague, looking for him. Jasper, unable to keep his story straight, raises her suspicions. She then pulls a gun on them, demanding the truth, revealing that Mr. B had sent her a letter before his death. Dr. Heidecker reveals that Mr. B had sent her a letter detailing the success of the camera and forewarning his own death. Enclosed with the letter was a disturbing photograph, an image of their living room with Mr. B's hat in the background and blood splattered across the windows. Fearing for his life after seeing the picture, Mr. B had locked himself inside his storage unit. The group takes Heidecker to the unit, where she discovers the truth. Mr. B hadn't died due to breaking the cardinal rule. Instead, he had accidentally spilled a lethal chemical on himself while reaching for something on a shelf. His death was nothing more than a tragic accident. She then reveals that the ominous picture Mr. B received was actually of tomorrow, meaning the camera could take images more than 24 hours in advance. However, it was currently programmed to capture photos exactly one day ahead, always at 8 p.m. Realizing that Heidecker poses a threat to their secret, Jasper coldly shoots her with Ivan's gun. They hide her body in the storage unit before returning home. Finn, horrified by Jasper's actions, condemns him for killing an innocent woman and decides to leave. At 8 p.m., Jasper takes the expected picture of himself sitting with the pile of money, while Callie checks the newly developed image for the following day. As Finn prepares to leave, suitcase in hand, he heads to Mr. B's apartment, where he finds Jasper and Callie looking distressed. They show him the latest picture from the camera, an image of Callie and Jasper having sex, while Finn sleeps on the couch in the background. Furious and betrayed, Finn confronts them, causing Callie to flee. In a moment of bitter revelation, Finn pulls out an engagement ring he had bought for Callie long ago, revealing his intentions to marry her. Before he can say more, Jasper suddenly strikes him on the head, knocking him unconscious. Jasper then drags Finn to the storage unit, tying him up. Determined to follow the timeline set by the camera, Jasper is willing to ensure that the photo plays out exactly as shown. He returns to the apartment, waiting for 8 p.m. to arrive. The next morning, Finn regains consciousness in the storage unit. Thinking quickly, he burns the ropes binding him, grabs the keys from Mr. B's pocket, and escapes. Seizing an opportunity, he fills a bucket with water and heads to Mr. B's apartment. Once there, he calls Jasper, threatening to destroy the camera by pouring water on it. Finn demands that Jasper let him and Callie leave so they can start fresh elsewhere. Instead, Jasper calls Callie outside and aims his gun at her, attempting to use her as leverage to force Finn into compliance. However, Finn refuses to back down. Thinking quickly, he tells Callie to check Jasper's pocket. When she does, she finds the engagement ring Finn had bought for her. Overcome with emotion, she smiles before using the distraction to grab Jasper's gun and unlock the door for Finn. Now reunited inside the apartment, Finn urges Callie to pack her belongings so they can escape as soon as possible. As she heads to her room, Jasper suddenly lunges at Finn, attempting to kill him. Just as Finn begins to lose the struggle, Callie reappears and shoots Jasper, killing him to save Finn. Afterwards, she rushes to the kitchen, saying she'll get some ice for Finn's injuries. But when Finn follows, he catches her rifling through a different drawer. Callie hastily makes up an excuse, but Finn senses something is off. She then takes him to their bedroom, leaving him there with the ice. Suspicious, Finn sneaks out to check on her, only to find Callie standing in front of the camera, deliberately posing. 2 handwritten notes are taped to the window beside her. Just then, the camera clicks and prints a new image. Finn is stunned. It's 8 a.m. Until now, he had believed the camera only took pictures at 8 p.m. Finn demands answers from Callie, and this is where the full truth unravels. Before the events of the film, Finn and Callie's relationship had been struggling. Finn had grown distant, and Callie felt unloved. Seeking comfort, she ended up sleeping with Jasper. What they didn't realize was that Mr. B's time camera had been capturing their affair the entire time. When Callie first entered Mr. B's apartment, she discovered the machine and its collection of photos, including incriminating images of her and Jasper together, one of them having sex. Panicked, she removed those pictures to hide the truth. While examining the machine, she also realized that it was programmed to take pictures not just at 8 p.m., but also at 8 a.m. However, she chose to keep the 8 a.m. function a secret after seeing a picture of herself from the following morning, holding notes that read, "Knock coat stand over, hide last week's daytime photos." Understanding that these messages were guiding her actions, she decided to use the machine's hidden function to secretly send herself instructions. Her goal was to manipulate events and bring Finn back to her. Every morning when she went to Mr. B's apartment under the pretense of watering his plants, she would retrieve the latest 8 a.m. photo, which contained a new message from her future self. One morning she received an instruction that read, "Kiss Jasper for too long." Callie's manipulation had worked. Finn's jealousy was her reward. All she ever wanted was for him to fight for their relationship, to prove he still cared. The day before, she had already received an 8 a.m. message instructing her to swap out that day's picture with the incriminating photo. She followed the command, knowing it would push Finn to react, and it had worked better than she expected. Today, he fought harder for their relationship than ever before. But after hearing Callie's confession, Finn is horrified. He rejects her completely, realizing how twisted everything has become. Determined to put an end to it, he decides to destroy the camera. However, before he can act, Callie shoots him, killing him instantly. Blood splatters across the window, just like in the photo Heidecker had received. Callie, now desperate to undo her mistake, prepares a note to place on the window for the 8 p.m. photo. "Don't get caught at the window." She believes that if her past self sees this message in the picture, she will change her actions, preventing everything from happening and resetting the timeline. As she waits for the camera to take its next snapshot, Joe, the cop, arrives at the door. Finding multiple dead bodies, he orders Callie to step outside. Callie doesn't resist. She remains calm, certain that everything will soon be erased once her past self sees the warning. However, just as Joe leads her out of the house, the note she left on the window falls off. Panicked, Callie tries to run back to reattach it, but Joe restrains her. The camera clicks. The 8 p.m. picture is taken. Before the image can develop, cut to black. The movie ends. Callie had been wrong. She could never change the past. This was a predestination paradox, a causal loop. Everything had already happened, and nothing could alter the inevitable. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to support the channel. Thanks for watching.